Okay, let's just make sure audio is working okay. Okay, let's just make sure audio. All right, audio is good and we are ready to go. What is going on, guys? Welcome back to the Madden 25 Miami Dolphins rebuild. And I'm pretty excited to begin this episode of live streams because if you guys saw the last episode, we've made some changes to our coaching staff. That's right. Dan Quinn is our new head coach. We still kept the same offensive coordinator and defensive coordinator because they're not too shabby. But bringing in Dan Quinn, I think, is going to really help us out. But we don't just have a new head coach. We also have a new quarterback. There he is, Arch Manning. This is arguably the most high-powered, then again, this is a roster that is based off of a created one. So I don't want to say this is like one of the most overpowered rookies in Madden history. But if I had to include this, Arch Manning is. Look at this. He was our first-round pick because we had the number 1 overall pick. We went with the quarterback. We traded Tua Tagovailoa, got an extra first-round pick in exchange for him, and we get Arch Manning, who is our new quarterback. We also went ahead and drafted Dave Meredith. He's not a real player, but he's another guy because we needed a backup quarterback. Running back, it's Judkins' job to lose. Now, I'm going to see if I can sign another running back so we can have 3 on the roster. Other than Judkins, because we also traded away Achane. We had to get rid of some players to make some salary cap room. We just had to do it because there was no way I was going to be able to get this team better with us being stuck in salary cap hell. Because the first 3 years have been pretty tough. The first year, I think we went 6-11. Second year, we finished like 8-9, but we still didn't make the playoffs. And last year, this team bottomed out. Tua just looked like his stats were some of the worst of all the starting quarterbacks in the NFL statistically when I looked at the numbers, and he just wasn't getting it done. And it was time to move on another direction. He actually had regressed down to an 84 overall. So getting in Arch Manning is an instant upgrade at 96 overall, even as a rookie. Who knows? He could be in the 99 club in a year if we continue this rebuild after this year. Judkins is 84 overall. We're going to make him our starting running back. We have Jeffrey Blackburn backing him up, who's another rookie that we drafted this year. Xavier Kanatai, a fullback, 67 overall. Wide receiver-wise, we're still looking the same. We have 2 90s. We have a 90 Hill and a 90 Waddle. The rest of the guys are not really anything. They're cracked up to be both of the Washingtons, but still. Lake McRae is a guy I'm going to go ahead and give him the starting job as our starting tight end, the guy out of USC. We do have Foster Moreau still here. Jay Keys is another rookie we stays. But 75 overall, McKee, I think, is good. Paul has actually gotten a little bit better. He's at a 77, our left tackle. We did draft Kurt Beck out of Oklahoma in case it doesn't work out. He's a 75 overall. And Jalen Rivers, who we drafted a couple of years ago, he hasn't really progressed that well, stuck at a 64. Center, Elgin Jenkins was one of our free agent signings, one of the big ones that we were able to get because we had some room this year. 85 overall center, that is an instant upgrade. Or left guard, I should say. But center, we did make another signing there. Andre James, 75 overall. That's an upgrade. Josh Fryer, right guard, 71. Probably the weakest link of our offensive line, but 71 is not that bad. Right tackle, one of the big guys we also got was Ramczyk. Now, I don't know how much longer he's going to play. He's only here on a 1-year deal. We did draft Elijah Pritchett last year, so hopefully he can mentor Pritchett a little bit. We will see. We still have Andrew Weil, who we acquired in a trade last season, which, looking back on it, I don't really think was the best trade because we ended up getting rid of Bradley Chubb for a guy who in his second year with us is a backup tackle. But I don't want to get rid of him because we need depth. We haven't had depth on the offensive line for the last couple of years. Montez Sweat was another free agent signing, 74 overall. 71, LaDamian Williamson, 80 overall, Deontay Walker, who's progressed pretty well. And we also did sign Oso Digizua, 80 overall. We still have Haywood, Jackson, and Ball. Jalen Phillips is still here, 85 overall. 80 overall, Mac Wilson Sr. We signed him to be our new middle linebacker. He was a little bit cheaper. And we have Chop Robinson taking over as the starter at 83 overall at right outside linebacker. So once again, Our linebacking core is probably the best element of our defense, although our defensive tackle spot is getting better. Walker looks like he's finally progressing. He's finally turning the corner after we drafted him a few years ago. And Odighizu was a good veteran presence there as well, and he's a scheme-fit guy. 71 right end and a 74 left end are probably some of the two weakest links of the defense. Cornerback-wise, we still have Jalen Ramsey. We don't have Fuller anymore. We traded him before the season last year. Jordan Oladokun, we're going to have him really be the starter. We're going to give him a shot. We have Jaden Davis still, and we have Husky, who we drafted a few years back, and Massis. So cornerback-wise, we're pretty weak at the second and third spots. Free safety, we still have Holland, and we have 79 Kendall Daniels. Hopefully he gets in the 80s this year. Kicker, we have Boswell from the former Steeler, and Max Fletcher is our punter. Nothing really too crazy to write home about. Now, we don't have a whole lot of cap room, so I'm going to see if I can make some free agent signings just to kind of fill out the roster a little bit because we do need a quarterback. We could use a third-string quarterback. I want to get a guy that's not really expensive, maybe somebody who's a scheme-fit guy who's in the 60s or something. I'm going to bring in Max Dugan as our third-string quarterback if we can afford him. We can. Good. So we got a third-string quarterback in Dugan. We do need another running back. We need a third guy. And I'm going to bring in another former Cowboy, Rico Dowdle. Yeah, that'll put us over the cap. All right, then. Well, if that's the case, let's go ahead and make some room. I did see, actually, David Montgomery was available. So maybe I could actually go after him instead. But let's see how many guys we can get rid of. We probably can't really get of too many in terms of players. And we really can't fill out the roster much more than what we already have. So kind of stuck there. We do have a bunch of extra safeties. So I want to see, can we cut McMorris? That'll incur a penalty, so no, I don't want to do that. What about Anthony? Can we cut him and not have a penalty? That'll help us out a little bit, but I don't know how much it'll really free up cap space. I don't want to cut Drummond because he's one of our best. I would prefer to have 5 corners. We don't really have a whole lot of depth. Well, we kind of have on the defensive tackle. What about Ball? Can we cut him? It'll free up 0 cap space, so I don't really want to do that. Darrell Jackson was one of our rookies, so if we were to cut him, we would be in cap hell. Well, we would be in a penalty. You know what? Can we actually cut Wiley? It'll incur a penalty, so we can't. At least I don't want to. I don't think we can cut Rivers. That'll incur a penalty, so no. Have a bunch of tight ends. What about the Stays guy? Free up a little bit, not much though. And you know, I'm okay with kind of having 3 tight ends. So maybe we can go ahead and cut Maryland as well. Didn't have a penalty for that. Don't know if this is enough to sign anybody. But let me see. Like I said, you know, we're very strapped in terms of what we can do. Can we afford Rico now? You must clear. Okay. Montgomery actually be? So we have to clear 150K. Okay. Well, Montgomery's a 79 overall running back. So maybe that could help out Judkins if we actually have a solid veteran guy. You know what? I'm going to see if I can do this. I'm going to trade Wiley to somebody that needs him. Somebody that needs some kind of a tackle. The Browns need a tackle. And we just really want to, and we just literally want to pick. That's it. 3rd round pick. Let's do it. Perfect. Okay. I don't know if this helps. Let's see. All right, we got David Montgomery. We actually got a better running back than Dowdle. Yeah, unfortunately, Wiley was just kind of a little bit bust. But you know what? We got, pretty much the same. Chop Robinson is about the same as Bradley Chubb was in terms of overall. So I'm not really regretting that too much, per se. And, I think it was actually okay. So David Montgomery, what did he wear? Oh, it was 32 in Chicago, if I recall. So can I give him 32? I don't know if I can. I can give him 33. Let's give him 33 for now. Let me see if I if I can change somebody's number so he can have 32. Safety. Patrick Morris. We're going to change his number to something just like random. Let's change his number to like 30. And let's give Montgomery his number back. He actually is an 80 right now. So this may be a little bit of a free agency in terms of depth at the running back position, a good veteran to help out. Because Judkins is the best guy, but having Montgomery in here, will help out a little bit. And the only thing that kind of, sort of has me a little bit concerned is that he's not a scheme fit guy, but I don't really think that matters too much in the grand scheme of things. Well, since we've gotten Wiley off the books, I want to see if maybe let me look at free agency again and see if there's any other free agents that we can maybe pick up to help us out. What about corners? Because is there an 80 corner or somebody that's, well, there's a couple of guys that are kind of in the 70s. Shaq Griffin, You know what? Let me see if we can get Shaquille Griffin in here. Okay, so we have to clear a lot more to get that. Okay, well, we'll just go with Montgomery, and we'll just kind of go with what we have. I'll tell you what, I'm as excited as I am about Arch Manning taking over. We may have a much more high-powered offense, but I don't know if the defense is going to be taking the next steps because we have some new players in there at the linebacker position. We've got some new guys on the defensive line. So I don't really know what we're looking like in terms of that. I'm just hoping that we're able to just be better than the worst team in the league last year. Surely a 96 overall Arch Manning has to help this team. The quarterback position is instantly upgraded. I would just hope and pray that that is going to help us out because this team, I really want to get this team better. We haven't been in the playoffs for the first 3 years that I've taken over to rebuild the Dolphins. I didn't really think this would be as long a tedious rebuild as I've gone through, but to see us really have pretty bad the last couple of seasons, the first 3 seasons be non-playoff seasons, some of the losses have been pretty bad with the offense really struggling. That's why I decided to go with the move of changing the quarterback. I think it was time to go in a different direction. We were able to get some extra draft capital with trading away Tua. So I think it really helped us out in the long run. So that's what we're going to go with, and we're going forward in that direction. So let's see. So I'm going to go ahead and get to the preseason. We'll see how Arch Manning does in his first game action with us. And we put up a goose egg. I know it's preseason, but oh my gosh. We put up a goose egg in the first preseason game. With the 96 Manning, man. Well, we came back and we beat the Commanders, so we have a new injury. Let's see who's hurt. I'm going to go back and look at so McCray is out with dislocated wrist. Dave Meredith has a foot fracture. He's out for a while. Okay, well, that's our only other quarterback. Actually, no, strike that. We signed Dugan, so yeah. Looks like Manning had a little bit of a better game. Let me see if I can kind of go take a look at the stats from each of the first 2 preseason games. So we lost, so we didn't score anything in the first game. Dugan actually looks like he played the best. Then again, Manning probably only played for like the first quarter, I would guess. 19 yards. His longest pass was 14 yards. He went 2 of 4, so we hardly passed the ball when he was in there. He didn't throw an interception, it looks like. Meredith did, and I guess got hurt in the game. And Dugan had to come in, of course, to play the rest of the game. He threw for 67 yards. Running the football, we didn't do anything on the ground. Receiving-wise was just as bad, even though Hill was the leading receiver. But overall, the first game was pretty bad. But I got to see what happened in game 2. We won this game. It looks like that Meredith actually got hurt in this game because he did play. Manning played better. He had 83 yards, 1 touchdown. He went 8 of 12. Nobody threw an interception. Meredith actually had the best stats of both the quarterbacks. And I guess he got injured in the game. Dugan didn't play. Running-wise, Judkins, about the same. Receiving-wise, we had a touchdown from Hill, and we also had a touchdown from McCree. We must have scored 2 defensive touchdowns, I guess. Or Manny had a rushing touchdown, and Blackburn had a rushing touchdown. Okay, so that's where the scores came from. Well, still, I mean, Manning looks like he played a little bit better in the second preseason game. But let's see how things go in game number 3 of the preseason. Well, we got blown out in that one, so, geez. So Arch Manning in the preseason, we only scored 10 points in this game. And Manning, he did throw for over 100 yards, but he threw 4 interceptions. Jeez, that's rough. Dugan also threw an interception. As far as scoring, we had a receiving touchdown from Moreu. Who threw the touchdown? Was it? It was Manning, so he did throw his first touchdown pass of his career, albeit in the preseason. We went 1-2 in the preseason. We didn't really look impressive in any of the games, so that kind of concerns me going into the regular season that we got a 96 overall rookie, but apparently that doesn't really mean too much in the grand scheme of things, I guess, because offensively, we're putting up pretty much the same pedestrian numbers we had with Tua. 4, 5, 6. Let's put Merriweather on the practice squad, and that's the only cut we have to make, because we have a small roster. So that does concern me going into the regular season, that we went 1-2 in the preseason. Manning didn't look all that impressive, but the whole offense really didn't. So that's got me kind of concerned to start the year. But hey, I mean, this is a rebuild for a reason, and it may take us a few more years, now with Arch Manning, in order to get this squad even better. So this is the 2028 class. I don't know how many of these players are really accurate. I haven't really heard of any of these guys, but I assume that some of them are probably real players, but we'll just go with that. We'll just go with that and move on. Okay, well, we're starting out the regular season against the Texans, who were definitely a lot better on paper than us. Let's go ahead and simulate to the middle of the season and see how Arch Manning's career begins in the NFL in Miami. Hopefully, this team is off to a better start, but you never know. Wow, this is our best start of the entire rebuild. We've started out the year 5-2, and it looks like that overall-wise, this team is getting a little bit better. The defense looks like they've improved a little bit. Let me take a look at stats so far and see how Arch Manning is doing. Well, he's already thrown for 1,500 yards through first 7 games. That's good. 11 touchdowns to only 2 interceptions. That's pretty good. Running-wise, Judkins has carried the ball a lot already this season. He's already at 503 yards, so he's already halfway to 1,000. Manning is running the ball actually just as much. He gets down by the red zone. He has 3 rushing touchdowns. Judkins has 5 of them. Receiving-wise, Tyreek Hill and Malik Washington are doing pretty good. Waddle's chipping in with over 300 yards. Receiving touchdowns leader, of course, is Tyreek Hill. What about the defense? How are we looking on defense? 3.5 sacks for Jalen Phillips. 3 from Walker. We've had 2 from Sweat. 1 from Haywood. So not a whole lot of sacking. What about turnovers, interceptions? Ramsey has 2. Holland has 2. We've got 1 from Wohler, backup safety. So, I mean, defense is playing decently to start out the year. I mean, we're not very strong on defense yet, but, you know, we've got a pretty good corner over there. And Arch Manning, I think, is making the difference for this offense. I mean, that stat line at the midpoint of the season through 7 games is better than anything that Tua put out the first 3 years. He's already thrown 1,500 yards, so he's probably going to reach, over 2,000 pretty easily. And, he's got 11 touchdowns and only 2 interceptions. And I think that's pretty good. So we're going to go ahead and move on. So let's get to negotiating and see what players' contracts are. I got $64 million. I am just in the camp of it's time to move on from Paul, I think. I think we just really need to get a really good left tackle to get upgraded there. I am interested in bringing back Jenkins. Excited to sign. Great. Drops down to 46. Malik Washington is actually having a little bit of a breakout season, but I don't know if I'm ready to quite pull the trigger on that yet. Odighizu was tempting, but Walker is having a pretty good year, so I'm thinking Odighizu maybe a 1-year rental. The other Washington is a backup. Davis, our third corner. I think Ramczyk is worth trying to bring back if possible. We got him back, although we're now down to $28 million in terms of money we can spend. Montgomery, probably not. He's a 1-year rental. We really brought him on for veteran backup for the running back spot. James is tempting, but I think we can get better at center in the offseason. Same thing with Sweat on the defensive end. And, Ray is our backup tight end. Xavier is not that bad. Boswell is solid. Ooh. Oh, okay. So we can, and we'll accept the 5th-year option on Walker, and we'll let Odighizu walk because the upside is more there with Walker. So I think this is really it. I'll revisit Malik Washington maybe towards the end of the season if I want to bring him back. So far, he's our second best receiver statistically, but if he falls off towards the end of the year, then it may not be all worth it to try to bring him back. All right, well, we're playing Washington this week. Where are we in the standings of the division? We're third in the AFC East, but Buffalo is only 1 game ahead of us. We're tied with the Patriots. The Jets are 3-4. Still a little bit of a tight race, so, we can't ease up in any way. And we beat the Commanders by 10. All right, so we're starting to play with a little bit more confidence, it looks like. We got a media question. Playoffs, and I know we can get there. Dangerous game. Playoffs, I know we can get there. I mean, off to a start of 6-2. This team, I mean, the division race this year is tough, though. Bills are ahead of us by 1 game. When do we play? Okay, we play the Patriots this week. If we win this game, we may have a real shot at the playoffs. If we don't, it's going to be an uphill battle, straight up. And I don't know, and I guess Drake May is progressing pretty well. Wow, we beat the Patriots by 17. And I think we had to go on the road to play that game. So, wow, that's a pretty big win for us. And it puts us at the top of the division. We're ahead of Buffalo. We played them in a couple of weeks. Have we already played the Bills once this season? Because I don't know if we have. Let's see. Have we played the Bills already? We beat the Bills, and we beat them by 10. We actually got off to a 3-0 start. We lost 2 in a row to the Cowboys and then to the Patriots. But we went 1-1 against the Patriots. We got the Colts, the Jets. Did we play the Jets already? Yeah, we beat the Jets. So we could potentially beat the Jets twice this season. That would help with the division. We got the Colts this week, but we got the Bills in the next few weeks. So that game could very well determine, I don't know. I don't want to get too ahead of myself, but it could very well determine if we win the AFC East this year. Playoff picture is not available, I think, until week 12, so we got a few more weeks until we can look at that. Wow, we lost to the Colts by 5. And we dropped to second in the division behind the Bills. Looks like they had a bye week. They didn't play. So that's where we're at right now. We got 13 points to spend. Do we have enough to spend it on anything with anybody? Or do we have to just wait? Player personnel, usually it costs the least. But everything here is 16. We only have 13 points. So we don't have enough to spend there with any coaches or player personnel. I want to check the injury report. I assume that our backup quarterback is back by now. We don't have any injuries, so that's good. So yeah. All right, we're playing the Jets. We're 3-7 this week. Hopefully this is a win. We can't slip up. Beat the Jets. Wow, blew them out by 21 points. Wow, and we're back on top in the division, 8-3. Bills, they played, so they're 7-3, but they've had a bye. They played one less game than us. And this is big. Speaking of the Bills, that's who we got this week. This could be for the division title in a way. I know it's only week 12. We lost by 18 points. Arguably the biggest game of our season. That's not good. Well, let's check the playoff picture and see if we're even in here. We are. We're the 5th seed, though, because we're not leading our division. The Bills have the number 1 seed. Okay, so they have the number 1 seed in the AFC, but they're not that much better than us. So we could potentially make the playoffs as a wild card, but also the Patriots are at the 6th seed. They're fighting for a playoff spot, too. So things are getting tight. Things are getting intense. And let me check out the rest of our schedule. Do we have any more division opponents left this season? Because I don't think we do. I think we played everybody in our division. Yeah. We have no more division opponents left on our schedule. Then again, I know that, when it comes to the rebuilds and, once you get to after the first season, the schedule is like randomized. And the way that the real life NFL is that you have divisional games in the final week of the regular season, regardless of things, which makes sense because by that point you're probably determining, playoff seedings and everything like that. But we don't have any more division games left. As a matter of fact, 4 of our last 5 games are against NFC teams. Actually, strike that. We do have 3 out of 5. We have 2 AFC teams and the Titans and the Steelers. So no divisional games left. And it doesn't look like any of those teams are in the playoff picture. The Titans are the Steelers were. But let me see. Were the Titans in the playoff picture? They're not. So the Titans are not a playoff contending team. And also, but the Steelers are. So that could be a pretty big game for us, potentially, in terms of seeding and also to determine if we're going to be a team that's going to be able to do anything in the playoffs or if we're going to go one and done in our first playoff appearance potentially this season if we get there. But we got to get there first. And right now we're 2nd in our division. We're playing a Giants team this week that is 5-6. Hopefully this isn't another letdown game. All right, we beat the Giants barely. Doesn't really give me too much confidence. We got some skill points to spend, so that's good. Let me go to Dan Quinn's tree and see if I can spend points here if possible. I don't know if I can. We don't have enough for this one. But we do have enough for some stuff here for our offensive coordinator. Let's go ahead and spend some points there on Hampton. All right, then. So we're on a bye week this week. Simulate and see what happens during the bye week. Let's see. We're 1st in our division. The Bills are behind us. We're 1-1 against them, so it's going to be a tight race for the division. And currently, we're the number 2 seed. Patriots still fighting for playoff spots, so they're 6. So it's really us, the Bills, and the Patriots, 3 teams from the division fighting for a playoff spot. So this division is pretty good this year. But fortunately, we've gotten a lot better. We've definitely improved. So far, this has been our best season. We haven't won 9 games in the rebuild so far to this point, and this is by far the best season that we have had, for sure. Titans are 6-7. They're not bad, but they're not that great. And we beat the Titans by 7, so that's good. We keep it steady. We did drop, I guess because the Bills beat a division opponent, so maybe their division record is better than us, so it dropped us to the number 2 seed in the division. We're at the 5th seed right now, so we've basically kind of taken their spot. Patriots are still at 6, kind of holding steady here. But at 10-4 with 3 games left, it's looking like, let's It's looking good, but I'm not ready to wave the playoff pom-poms just yet, if you know what I mean. This is pretty tense. And we got a game against the Saints team this week that is 4-10, and we lost to the Saints by 6. That's not great. Well, the Bills have clinched a playoff spot, according to that, I guess. But let me see. What did the markings mean again? Let me double check this. Okay. Let me check. All right. Clinched the playoffs. So the Bills have clinched the playoff spot, but they haven't clinched the division yet. Because both of us have 2 games. We would probably have to win out. They would have to lose. They would have to go maybe 1-2. We're playing a 12-3 Eagles team this week. That's really good. I mean, they're probably in the playoffs for sure. Probably the best team in the NFC. Let me see. Where are they? Yeah, they're right now. They're the number 1 seed in the NFC. So we're playing a really good team at home at our place that we could see in the playoffs if we get all the way to the Super Bowl. But then again, hey, this is a big test for us, playing against a really good team. We also got the Steelers next week to end the season. So we're getting tough opponents. And we upset the Eagles 27-7. Wow. Big, huge win there. We clinched a playoff spot. We haven't clinched the division yet. It'll come down to, I guess, if we win and the Bills lose, we win the division, or vice versa. I don't know. But let's see. Before that, let me actually go to the stats and see how things are looking for us statistically. Arch Manning, 3,400 yards, 21 passing touchdowns, and only 5 interceptions. 107.1 QB rating. Rookie of the Year. There's no question about it, at least in the AFC. He's got to be Rookie of the Year this year. He has made all the difference in us going from from the worst team in the NFL because we were last season. We had the number 1 pick. We were the worst team in the NFL. We've gone from worst to first. Well, not first, because we got to win the division in order to call it that. But we've gone from cellar dwellers to playoff team at 11 wins already. Running game, Judkins has run for over 1,000 yards. Our first 1,000-yard rusher of the rebuild. He has 14 touchdowns. Tyreek Hill hasn't gotten up to 1,000 yards yet, but we have also 2 700-yard receivers. Washington and Waddle are both over 700 yards. Washington, I think he's played his way into a contract for us. I think he has with the statistics that are here, based on what I'm seeing. Hopefully we can pay him. If we can't afford him, then we'll just move on. Defensively, Jalen Ramsey has 5 interceptions. We've got 4 from Waller. He's had a pretty standout season. Holland has 2. Jordan has 2. We also have 1 from Daniels. And we have 3 from Mac Wilson. Sacks. 8 sacks for Jordan Phillips. Good year for him. And Deion Walker has 7. We have 2 from Osa. We got 3 from Sweat. And we've got 2 from LaDainian Williamson, the rookie out of Clemson, getting a little bit of the action, has 2 sacks. So that looks like a solid pick for us. I was a little bit worried about the defensive ends, but they've played serviceable this season. We can definitely improve there, but they played better than I expected. Let me see what Arch Manning's overall is now. Has he gone up at all? His rookie season. Welcome to the 99 overall club, Mr. Arch Manning. Wow, look at that. I got a trophy too. Future of the franchise. Arch Manning has made all the difference. He's the next Dan Marino. He's Dan Marino reincarnated. Just comes to Miami, turns us into a contender. This is what you call finding the man in the rebuild. You want to talk about a rebuild, this is great. Finding a real franchise quarterback in one of the drafts, and he takes everything to the next level. Well, let's see what the playoff picture looks like going into the final week of the season. We've clinched a playoff spot, so we're going to be in this. We're the 5th seed. The only thing is that for the first season getting into the playoffs, it's looking like we're going to have to go on the road for every game unless we play the Patriots or the Browns in the postseason. So unfortunately, wherever we go, we're going to have to play on the road. Looks like we're going to be going to Houston first, and then potentially, Kansas City or Baltimore or potentially, Kansas City. So things are looking pretty tough for, us getting all the way to the Super Bowl in the first year that we're in the playoffs. But hey, got to finish the regular season strong first. We're playing a 9-7 Steelers team that is not in the postseason contention, I guess. And we beat the Steelers to close the regular season by 6. We are in the playoffs, and we are the 5th seed, just like last week it showed, and we're going to face the Texans. So finally, year 4, the Miami Dolphins are in the playoffs, and hopefully with a 99 overall quarterback in Arch Manning and solid receivers, maybe we can finish the rebuild this year, but we'll see. We've got the Ravens taking on the Chargers. We've got the Chiefs taking on the Patriots. We're going to be taking on the Texans. The Bills have the number 1 seed. The Lions have the number 1 seed in the NFC. We got the Bucs and the Packers, the Eagles and the Cowboys NFC East matchup. We'll see how that goes. And we got the Seahawks taking on the Panthers. So that's the playoffs in year 4. Needless to say, I am ready for this. Let's get this game started. Let's get going here. Let me check the uniforms. Actually, I want to go with a little bit of a different look. Away pants. Let's go with the green pants. A little bit of a different look. So here we go. Arch Manning against C.J. Stroud. Got Tyreek Hill, and there's Mac Wilson and Jalen Ramsey. The whole gang is here. First year we're in the playoffs. We finally made it. It took us 4 seasons to get here, but we're here. So let's go and try to get our first playoff win of the rebuild. This is big for us. I am ready for it. Here we go. Wild card round against the Texans. We are on offense. So it's our first possession. Here we go. 3rd and 6. I had Hill open if I just had a few more seconds. Unfortunately, Manning gets sacked. Stick. It's 1st and goal. Offense got down here. Second quarter, nobody's scored yet. Tyreek Hill, TD. First touchdown of the postseason. Perfect.
Here we go.
Second quarter here.
From the gun, here's Stroud.
Get Stroud. There we go. Sack him, Robinson. Let's go. 4th down. Big play from the defense. 1st and 10. Got a chance to go 2 minutes. Unfortunately, the clock is running. I don't like that.
Coming up now for 1st and 10.
Call timeout.
Into the hands of Waddle.
We don't know huddle for a little bit of the rest of the way, but I just wanted to get that timeout.
Prior to this 2nd down play.
Blackburn on the outside, but he doesn't get out of bounds. That doesn't help.
From the 34 now, it's
Verticals.
1st and 10. They'll look to throw again.
Tyreek open down the seam. 1st down. Let's call timeout. Save some of that clock. Big play right there. This kind of big passing plays you have to hit in the postseason.
They'll look to throw yet again.
Washington, there we go.
This one complete to Washington.
Big play there. Let's go no huddle again.
Trying to work quickly here and put the pressure on the defense.
Ah, that didn't work.
Quickly, he gets it out to his right.
I got to call another
And this is
timeout.
not going to work out as planned. Tough spot to try to run a play like that. It is blown up.
I want to get points here, so
back to the air one more time. Got his receiver on the in-cut. He's got it. And a tackle there.
freaking blew it.
We're getting close to scoring. Instead, they get nothing. Time has run out. This first half has come to an end.
Could throw it medium. It's the focus. Set defensive focus in the short pass. Well, I wanted more points before the half, but tight game. Held them scoreless in the first half, but we got a whole other half of play in the playoffs in this game. 6. Gotta keep playing hard defense.
From the shotgun, C.J. Stroud.
Chalk. Couldn't quite get there, but we get this. But we get the tackle. I think Phillips got him from behind. No, it was Walker. Good job. Forced a punt. Offensively, we're coming back. We really haven't scored except for that one drive. So offensively, we're struggling. It's 3rd and 3. Let's run it with Judkins. See if we can pick it up. Boom! There we go. Here we go, Judkins. His first big play he's made of the postseason. Who cares? 53 yards, not bad.
Miami.
Here we go, Manning.
And he's going to keep this himself.
Just wanted to dive to avoid getting stripped of the ball.
They try to finish off this drive with 6.
Let's go and power out here.
Here's a run.
We go. Judkins. Almost got in. And that's the end of the 3rd quarter. But we're right on the doorstep of finally getting another scoring drive here. All right, 2nd and goal. Got to finish this drive off here with another Judkins run inside.
2nd and goal.
Double our score.
Putting the tight end in motion.
Come on, Judkins. And touchdown. Boom.
Into the end zone. That might be.
Big score there. We're back on offense. Defense once again held him scoreless. Got another 1st and goal situation here. Actually change play. Let's go to another run play. Power. Not much there, but still, I didn't want to go to that pass play. That didn't look right to me. Levels.
Now here's 2nd and goal. Back to throw.
Washington, touchdown. Let's go. 2nd touchdown pass for Manning. Boom. 21-0. We may mess around and shut these guys out in the playoffs.
Going to leave the offense out there for 4th and
4th down for the Texans. And Roller with another interception. Let's go. Nail in the coffin right there. Great play. We come into Houston, Reliance State, NRG Stadium, and we shut out the Texans in our first playoff game, 21-0. Wasn't all the way pretty, but big time. First playoff win of the rebuild. Finally starting to build some momentum here in Miami. Arch Manning, his first playoff game, flawless. Looked pretty good. Had a pretty good balanced attack with running the ball in the second half, too. So I think that really helped us out in that game. But now we got to go to Arrowhead and take on Patrick Mahomes and the Kansas City Chiefs. They're the number 3 seed. The Chargers actually beat the Ravens. The Chiefs beat the Patriots, of course. We went and shut out the Texans. We also got the Bills taking on the Chargers. NFC, the Packers beat the Bucks. The Eagles take down the Cowboys, and the Seahawks beat the Panthers. So it's Eagles, Seahawks, and Packers, Lions for the divisional round in the NFC. So I don't know what the weather's going to be looking like up there in Kansas City, but I assume it's going to be pretty cold, so this will be a pretty good test for Arch Manning. See if we can get some revenge for the playoff loss that the Dolphins had in 2023 last weather. So we're going to try to get our revenge up there. Looking like the Chiefs have pretty much the same cast of characters. I think I saw Pacheco. Of course, they obviously still have Mahomes. I don't know if Kelsey's retired by this point, but we will see. It's going to be a way tougher matchup. We got to be pretty much flawless in this game. Doesn't look like it's overly cold, well, it looks cold. I see Judkins' breath. So that's good. But still, this is trying to get some revenge for the playoff loss last year. I couldn't quite get to the outside with Judkins on that play. Still, a pretty decent run there.
A one-yard gain could look like a disaster. It all depends on how the game is going. Is it a
Tyreek. So this is a big moment for him.
They'll look to throw here.
Tyreek break away from him. Touchdown, Tyreek. Let's go. Big time throw and catch there. We're on the board first in Arrowhead. It's 3rd and 1. I'm going to play it smart here, actually, and run on 3rd down, pick up first. It's playing with smash mouth football with Judkins. We pick it up. And it was scored again. But here comes Kansas City. They get back to 1 touchdown. Trying to go 2 minutes here.
They've got the football, but on their own side of the field. They'll come out throwing here to start the drive.
Washington. Good move. Let's go. Let's go to no huddle here. Let's go a little bit quick. Get the tempo.
They get to the line. They'll look to throw now on first down.
They read that screen every time. I'm just going to have to stop going with the screens. They don't work.
Back at the 43-yard line. Here we go on 2nd and 12.
McCree, or tight end, or McCray.
And he'll be brought down with a first down as the
we have all 3 of our timeouts left.
Back to throw again.
Waddle. Great catch. There we go. Let's go ahead and call a timeout.
Now the Dolphins going to burn the first of their timeouts as the clock stops here with 46 seconds remaining in the first half. They'll stick with the passing game as he looks to throw. Escaping the pressure.
Go, Manning, go. Get out of bounds. There we go. Oh, a late hit. Well, I guess the animation just didn't pick it up. Still, out of bounds for the first down. I forget that Manning has a little bit of mobility to him, technically. Y'all saw him run the football at Texas this past year. You guys would know it, too. Waddle with the touchdown. Get more points before the half. Wanted to redeem myself from not getting more points at the end of the half of the Texans game. Chiefs are still down by 7, but here they come. They're in the red zone here, looking to tie this thing up. It's 1st and goal. Here comes Mahomes. Good tackle. There we go. Good tackle there.
That's good for a gain of 6. 2nd and goal. Now Mahomes on the bootleg.
Oh, man. We sold out to stop the run, and it cost us. Rashee Rice with the touchdown. Back on defense. We didn't do anything on that last offensive possession, unfortunately. It's 3rd down, though, in 22. I don't know how they got into this. Probably penalties and maybe a sack or 2. We'll see. Oh, Robinson. Oh, Robinson almost got there, but still, it's 4th down. Well, it was 3rd down. Forced a field goal. They made it. So we are in the 4th quarter. This is a pretty big drive right here. We get points here. We get a touchdown. Big. Be a big moment. Washington. There we go. I tried to break that tackle, but he couldn't quite get away. Get in the end zone. Go to inside zone here. Judkins walks into the end zone, and we're back on top. Still plenty of time, though, in this game, so they're going to give us this defensive possession at the start. Still plenty of time for Mahomes to work his magic. Mahomes is my favorite player. I love the guy. We gotta stop him. There we go. Okay, that was a short gain. They need a touchdown for the win. They can't settle for the field goal, so puts a little bit extra pressure on him.
To throw, it's Mahomes.
Shot off. Oh, good defense there. Good job. That's Olakun. After a few years back, finally getting better. He made a couple of good plays in the Texans game, too. Number 5.
From the gun, it's Mahomes.
Shot, come on. He caught it for first. They're not going to get anything up for the 2-minute warning. Nope, they won't. Okay, 2 minutes to go. Chiefs are driving. Driving for the win. We just need one more stop on defense. We're going to go to the next round of the playoffs.
All 3 timeouts still remain. Here's 1st and 10 now. Mahomes going to throw.
Good tackle, short. Looks like they don't have Kelsey. He probably retired. Not saying that gives me relief by any stretch. I don't know who 86 is, but I can't tell who 86 is. Is that Dalton Schultz? It might be him. I don't know. Oh my God! And get him down. No, it's not Schultz. It's some other guy. But still, that was a big completion. Called a timeout. Wow, that was a big play they needed. God, I'm almost tempted to let them score so we can get some time to go back down the field and do the same. And they... Well, we can go to overtime with the field goal, but I'm not going to be afraid to air this out. We have all 3 timeouts left.
A touchdown would win it, but they've got to move that football. Good news for them, they do have all 3 timeouts remaining.
Washington, there we go.
Washington, a good gain of 9 before he's brought down at the 28. Here's 2nd and a yard.
Kyrie, come on. There we go.
Connecting with Hill on the move pass.
Get out of bounds. There we go. There's some of that clock. Thought he could take that potentially all the way, but I decided to go out of bounds. Which was probably a good move. In field goal range here. Tyree put the... Oh! I'm out. I was hoping I could put the move on him and Tyree could do his thing, but couldn't quite get it done. Oh, missed him. Big play right here. We're in field goal range.
Well, the way he's throwing it leads him to believe that he's going to get those completions. That means the guys going out for passes, they'll run even harder because they expect it as well.
4th and inches. You know what?
Maybe call it 4th and inches. Here it is, 4th and inches. They'll try and run for it. Runs through contact.
Judkins, okay. We're just going to have to settle for the field goal. Hate to do it, but we're going to go for the field goal. No, we're just going to go for the field goal. I guess I should have just kicked it there, but... whatever. Timeout.
Now there's the timeout. Signal for with 2 seconds to go.
5-yard field goal. Of course, they call a timeout to try to ice us.
And we will get a timeout.
All right. Here we go. This is Boswell, the former Steeler. Biggest kick of his career with us. All right, Boswell. Veteran.
This to force overtime.
And Boswell drills it, and we're going to go to overtime. So we're in overtime. We're on defense first. This is a long 3rd down. Force the Chiefs to a field. Wow, they may not even be able to kick it from this range. This is pretty far back. Chop, chop. You've got to be... Okay, well, they're going to kick a field goal then. Are they? Holy crap, they're going for it. We can get them off the field right here. End this. We'll not end it, but we just need a score to win. Chop, chop. No! Oh, yes! We did get the pick. Oh my gosh, Waller, what a clutch interception! I gotta watch the replay of this. What is that dance you were doing, sir? Okay, I want to see the replay of this. I gotta see this. How did he pick this? Oh my gosh, Mahomes just threw it behind him and he got it. Wow. So, I mean, we just need a field goal to win. Right? Right? Well, it doesn't mean anything if we don't get down this field and do anything with this possession.
Team squandered opportunity. It's another team's chance to win this thing. They forced that clutch turnover, and now all they need is a field goal here to win this ballgame.
Not a good idea there. I just tried to tuck it and run with Arch. Didn't really have anywhere to go with the ball. Smash. Here we go, Waddle.
And he's going to get this one across the 30-yard line.
You don't have to rush. You don't have to hurry things up here. Chiefs called a injury timeout.
Any kind of score here on this second drive would be a game winner. It's 1st and 10. Complete to Washington.
There we go, Washington. Not quite a first down, but he got a good completion.
And just a few inches left. He'll drop to throw.
Oh, hit as he threw, but he got it to the running back. Blackwell. That's Blackwell. I forgot your name for a minute. I'm sorry. Over the backfield.
They'll look to throw again.
Tyreek. Couldn't quite break away from that. Still, good route. Catch.
So the next score wins here in the playoffs.
Arch's jersey is pretty dirty, but just run it. First down. Tough running by the QB. Let's go.
That one a broken play, but it ends up being a good play. The scramble goes for 20. Remember, all they need is a field goal here, but the offense still on the field, 1st and goal. And he's going to
that was bad.
at the line of scrimmage and take it down.
Brandon, I go ahead and kick it right now. I know it's only 2nd down, but I kick it and give myself a little margin for error here.
Don't wait for 3rd. Have the extra down just in case.
Judkins.
Messed up snap, anything like that. You fall on it. Guess what? It's 3rd down. You
still run one more play.
A big one coming in this divisional round playoff. 3rd and goal.
Let's just run it. Guys, we just need a field goal to win, so let's just kick the field goal. And they're not going to... Oh, they did. Okay, I was like, they're really not going to ice me? This is do or die.
So as they head to the sidelines, we'll head to this break.
All right, come on. Boswell got us to overtime. Now he's got a chance to win it for us in overtime. Let's go to the AFC Championship game. And Boswell is funny again. We upset the Chiefs. We're going to the AFC Championship game. And I'm pretty sure the rival Bills are waiting for us. What a finish. This might be one of the best games I've had during any of these rebuilds, even going back to Madden 24. This was a barn burner. Overtime, 34-31 win. Arch Manning was clutch in the end. Defense made enough plays. We're going to the AFC Championship game. We're one game away from the Super Bowl. Massive upset in Arrowhead in overtime. This is going to go down as one of those classics they're going to play before they start the 2028 season. They'll look back on this and talk about it. So we are playing the Bills for the AFC Championship. So, and the Bills got here by defeating the Chargers 28-23. We, of course, beat the Chiefs in overtime. NFC side checking in. We got the Lions that beat the Packers, and the Seahawks beat the Eagles on the road. So it's going to be the Lions taking on the Seahawks in the NFC Championship game. Well, here we go. On our way to Buffalo to play our division rivals, but this one is bigger. Right, to go to the Super Bowl. Here we go, taking on the Bills in the AFC Championship. One game away from the championship. Woo. Trying to come down a little bit from that overtime win in Kansas City. Arch Manning, can you get us there in your rookie season? There we go. All right. Bills are driving against us already.
From the red zone now. This one's caught.
First down.
He's going to be tackled, but still all the way down to the 6. They've set themselves up well for an opening drive.
The entire quarter's been taken up.
1st and goal. Operating from the gun, it's Allen.
Oh, man, he was wide open.
And he will score. Touchdown.
Touchdown, Bills. They strike first. Well, not going to be easy. The Bills are the number 1 seed for a reason. We really do too much. So here we go. 3rd and 4. It's first.
From the gun on
Blackwell, come on. Perfect.
On the quick hitter.
Or Blackburn. First down. It's 3rd down again.
He's on the table here for 3rd and 3. Back to throw now.
Go Tyreek. Run, Tyreek. Touchdown, Tyreek Hill. Let's go. Perfect.